we finally have all the ingredients we need to start working on cops. You're also going to be provided with the background sequence and the Iron Man sequence. Okay, this is going to be the Iron Man sequence. Let me go to frame 10, which is the one we'll be working on. So this is going to be the Iron Man render that we're going to be using. And we're also going to use frame 10 from the background sequence. And we also have all the ingredients that we just rendered out. So the rays lighting, the secondary rays lighting, smoke, sparks, and sparks lighting. I'm just going to copy these to this folder just so it's easy to just redirect everything to the same place. So I'm going to grab this frame, Control C, Control V, and from the background, the same thing. So Control C, Control V, and now we have all the ingredients that we're going to be using on cops to do the composition. Okay, so let's start compositing all the ingredients together. Let's go to Composite View. Here we need to go to Image. So we already have a comp, an empty comp here, an image network. And if you didn't, you just had to go to Type Tab and Image Network. Okay, but let's go with the one that we already have. Dive inside. And the way we're going to be bringing the elements into this context is the same way as we do it in SOPs, using a file. So we'll go to tab File. Now this is a default pick, butterfly. Just select the elements we have. Let's start with the background. Okay, this is our background. Let's continue. Let's load everything together. Let's create a copy. I just Alt, click and drag to create a copy, and then here choose Iron Man. Now we have Iron Man. As you can see, we can have multiple display flags on, and it's just going to keep splitting the screen. So if you just want to see Iron Man, you can either drag it, the node that you want to see, or you can just turn on the display. Okay, so we have Iron Man. Iron Man has an alpha information that we're going to be using to comp this. As for the background doesn't have alpha information, so it's empty. We'll fix that in a moment. But the way we're going to be doing all the compositing is mostly using a layer node. And the layer node allows us to combine multiple things. So we'll combine the background. This is the first one is going to be the background, and the foreground, the first foreground is going to be this. And we get this result. Doesn't look good, don't worry about that, but we'll make it look better. But right now, just the important is for us to kind of figure out how we combine those things, and then we're gonna work on them, on each one of them, to make the final result look good. The global operation taking place here is over, so it's just gonna place one pixel above the other over the others based on the alpha information. You see, you have an alpha operation that's usually the same as above, so that's exactly what's happening. So we had just black coming from this, and here we had this alpha information, one on top of the other, just results on this. Okay, now we can continue to load everything up. So here I'm gonna create a copy, another copy, and let's grab the raise main. Let's start with the raise main, just as an example. And the raise main is this, and we'll do the same thing. So a layer that's going to be applied on top of this. The raise layer also has an alpha information. Okay, that's also going to be important. And the result, everything combined, is this. So background, Iron Man, effects. Right now we just have the rays. One thing that's missing, if you remember, we also rendered the rays lighting, main ray lighting, which is this. And this is something that we're going to be using not to affect anything else. We just want this to affect Iron Man. It's the only thing we want. We want this to affect Iron Man. So what we can do is we can have another layer here that would allow us to combine the Iron Man as a background layer and the foreground layer would be this. And in this case, we don't want to replace one thing with the other, with an over. We actually want to add one thing to the other. Okay, so now we can see the effect of the lighting of the thunder, the main ray, having an effect on Iron Man. And this is what we're going to be combining with the background. And this would be our result with the ray. Okay, so this is just the basics of what we're doing, what we're going to be doing. Okay, we're going to be working on combining three main sections. So we have the background. We'll work a bit on the background. We have Iron Man, and we'll be working on Iron Man, adding the information of the lighting information from the effects. That's just going to be one section. So this is what we're going to be combining together, Iron Man and the lighting of the Iron Man. Then we combine the result of that with our background. We get this. And finally, over on top of this is going to come all the effects. Right now I only have I still just have the rays main, but we will have everything. Rays secondary, sparks, and smoke as well. But for now, this is just the global process of things. If you understand this, then what we're going to be doing isn't going to be a challenge. We're just going to be playing with a few techniques to make things look better. But the essential is this. Background, you add Iron Man to the background, but before you add Iron Man to the background, you need to add the lighting of coming from the effects to Iron Man, and then the result of that is what's actually going to be applied to the background. And over that, we'll have all the effects being added together to get the final result, which isn't this, but something better.